Sometimes the simplest recipe can change everything. Take Delia Smith's omelette. On the surface, eggs, butter and oil, a pan. But when she cooked this on television, Britain went mad. Sales of eggs shot up 10% and the pan she used sold out across the country. This is an example of the Delia Effect. If you're not familiar with her, Delia Smith was the home TV chef in the UK throughout the 70s, 80s and 90s. She dominated the TV schedules when her programmes appeared. She has multi-million selling books, many of which appearing in the top 50 best Sunday Times bestsellers of all time. She effectively taught an entire generation how to cook. So I'm going to make that omelette the way she made it. I've scanned and pored over her videos. She's got a few of them online, an old archive recording from the BBC. She's got a new one recorded from her online cookery school. I've got this book behind me, which has the recipe in as well. And I went out and I bought the pan that caused such a fuss all those years ago.
Every year they've been making only about 200. That was until, of course, the Delia Effect. Now they're making between 6,000 and 7,000 of these pans every week.
I bought it specially so I can make this omelette. This is the one she recommends on her website. It's got her name on the back. It's a solid aluminium pan. Feels like a tough old boot, and should last me a lifetime. Has a 25-year guarantee, so not quite a lifetime, but I'm sure it'll last me pretty well. The power of Delia and her persuasive ability and her manner that says this is the right way to do it, that caused people up and down the country to seek out her ingredients. Meanwhile, egg sales off the back of this episode of the TV show jumped up by over 1 million a day in the days following the broadcast of that TV show.
When she did that, how to boil an egg sales up 10% or something, that is power.
And Delia is responsible for a whole bunch of things we can attribute to the Delia Effect. Here's a list I've put together. I'm pretty sure it's not complete. But all these product recommendations would be for nothing if the cooking was no good, and her recipes are generally pretty bulletproof. She tests them to destruction and gets lots of people to try them before she sends them out into the world. Now, an omelette recipe is an omelette recipe, right? I'm sure you've got one that you use at home, or maybe you've used the one that you saw maybe the great Jacques Pepin prepare, or Chef Jean-Pierre, or one that your mum taught you, or one that you learned from a grandparent. So there's loads of ways to do it. What Delia was getting at with her version was she was aware we were creeping into a generation that hadn't been taught the basics as cookery was removed from schools in the early 80s. So she was bringing back the absolute basics of how to cook. So she has a number of principles. Keep the pan on medium, don't overbeat the eggs, get everything moving pretty quickly. So I've just got this onto a medium heat, so I'm just going to pop some eggs in this jug. Delia's very keen that you don't overwork the eggs. She leans on the word combine. Just adding a teaspoon of oil and about the same of butter. I'm just dragging in from the sides. Until there's nothing runny on the surface of the pan anymore, which I think that is it for me. So I'm going to take that and fold it once. And in the time it takes to stop and serve up, it should be set. And while Delia's recipe doesn't call for it, I'm an absolute sucker for a little chopped chive on any egg dish actually. So Delia's omelette then, as you can see, ready in like a minute or thereabouts. And I go straight into the middle, which has probably just gone over Baverse, that sort of squidgy runny bit in the middle, probably because I was sat there taking pictures of it. But it's exactly what you expect, right? It's soft, it's tasty, it's savoury, and your capacity to adapt it is whatever you want, right? Cheese, ham, vegetables, herbs. If you like it done more, you can cook it another 10-20 seconds, that will do it. And if you don't take the minute to film it, you can probably get it even wetter in the middle. Or baverse. Sounds better the French way, doesn't it? So there we have it. A simple omelette that caused people to go out and buy things in ridiculous numbers just because Delia recommended it. So that's the Delia effect. One woman and one recipe transforms a nation's shopping habits. I would call her an influencer before the phrase existed. If you enjoyed that, and if you know someone else who would, click on the share button and send it on to them. It really helps the channel grow. And there's a video over here about Delia Smith and Julia Child I think you'll like. I'll catch you next time.